So we have established one thing: GenAI didn't appear suddenly with ChatGPT. It has a long history behind it. So let's quickly travel through that journey. 1950s to 1980s, foundation of AI. So let's go back to the 1950s. At that time, researchers were asking a very ambitious question: can we make machines behave intelligently? Early AI was largely based on rules, logic, and symbolic reasoning. We would tell the machine what rules to follow, and based on those rules, it would make a decision. So the machine was not really learning the way today's systems learn. We were essentially telling it, if this happens, do that. This period gave us the foundation of artificial intelligence. So think of this as a foundation, the roots of the AI tree we saw in the previous slide. Now 1990s to 2010s, neural networks. During the 1990s and 2000s, we started seeing a major shift. Instead of writing every rule ourselves, researchers increasingly wanted machines to learn patterns from data. This is where neural networks became important. For an example, instead of programming every possible rule for recognizing a handwritten digit, we could show the system thousands of examples and allow it to learn the patterns. So the philosophy changed from tell the machines the rules to give the machine data and let it learn the patterns. And once we had more data, better algorithms, and more computing power, neural networks became much more powerful. Now 2014 to present, generative AI. This is the third section. And this brings us to the stage that we are most interested in 2014 to the present. Deep learning became increasingly powerful. We started seeing major progress in areas such as computer vision, speech, and especially natural language processing. Then came a major breakthrough in 2017, the transformer architecture. Transformers changed the way machines could process language and context. This eventually led to the development of very large foundation models and today's large language models. And when these models became accessible through products such as ChatGPT, suddenly the technology moved from research labs into the hands of everyone. So if you look at this timeline, there is a clear progression: rules to learning from data to neural networks to deep learning to transformers to GenAI. Each stage built on the previous one. And this is why I don't want you to think of GenAI as a completely new technology that appeared overnight. The interface may be new, but the research journey is decades old. So now we know where generative AI came from, but we haven't yet answered the most important questions for today's session. When I type something into ChatGPT and it gives me a response in a few seconds, what is actually happening behind the screen? What is a language model? What is an LLM? How does it understand my words? And why do we have different models like Word, GPT, T5, and Claude? Let's see in the next video.